What is going on, everyone? Thank you for watching this video. Today I'm going to be talking about buying shrooms at work. Now, this one's a good one. Let's get straight into this video. Before I start off, though, make sure to like, sub, do all that shit if you enjoy. Now, let's get straight into this. Now, this starts off now in 2023. I'm pretty sure that's when, all the stories that, I have start off, around 2023 is when I have the most. Now, this one I had. This starts off. Okay. Backstory. I had this one coworker. I'm gonna call him Brian. Just a nice chill name. He was a chill dude. He's very nice. He just wasn't all there. You know what I mean? He wasn't all there in the head. He was like one of those we're all just cogs in the machine type of people. You know those type of people. But anyway, he was like one of those guys, and he like really loved psychedelics. He really loved mushrooms, and as a matter of fact, he was growing his own mushrooms, and he was talking to everyone about it. He was telling our manager about it, because our manager knew, and his manager got it from him, and he was just talking to everybody about these shrooms he would grow. And it sounded pretty interesting. But my dad, he said to him, because he my dad worked there for a minute. He was telling him, like, hey, you cannot sell my son shrooms, because he knew me. He knew I'd fucking buy shrooms, and he was just like, do not sell my son shrooms. And he's just like, all right, I won't do that. And he kind of did. But anyway, what this one day at work, it's like a Thursday or Wednesday, I believe. It wasn't a busy day at all. So I start talking to him. I'm like, hey, you grow your own shrooms and stuff? And he's just like, yeah, I do. I got these shrooms, and they're penis envy, and they're just like, they're good. They're really good shrooms. And I was just being like, hey, how much do you sell them for? And he told me this price for him, and it was a very good price. I got I think it was like an eighth or more for like $35 or some shit. Like, very cheap, very nice price. So I talked to him about it, and nothing really happens for a few more days, and then like a day where it was like a very slow day, because there was nobody really in, because he wasn't in that day, but he drove to work. But I hit him up this day. I text him on this day. I text Brian. I'm like, yo, am I able to buy the shrooms like today? And he's just like, yeah, but can we do it now? Because I'm out already, and I don't want to go out. I'm doing shit. And I'm just like, shit, bro, you're going to have to slide them at work or something. And he's like, all right, bet. And he, around I'd say like an hour after that, I don't know why bro was lagging so hard. It was like an hour after he sent that message that he pulled up, and it was starting to get busy. I was with the manager. I was with two other people, and it was starting to get a little busy. So I tried to get the screen cleared off as much as I can before fucking buying shrooms at work. But like I said, I was just doing the screen and everything, and I get some of it cleared. I get half the screen cleared, and then I get a notification from him, and then I look out and I see his rusted, beaten up car that he always fucking talked about. He was always talking about this car he was fixing in his garage, and bro, he was fixing it for years, and it doesn't even have a floor on the bottom, so bro couldn't even use it. And he was just like, oh, don't worry, I'm fixing it, it'll run smoothly soon. But anyway, this dude, he was driving in this other beat up car that he would always talk about, always gas up. And I saw it out there, I saw the text, I saw that he said that he's here. So I grabbed $35 out of my wallet, just in cash. And I tell the manager, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go on a smoke break real quick. And he's just like, bro, because there was already a few more items on the screen. I was just like, all right, I'm going for a smoke break right now. But I leave, and I walk all the way out in the parking lot, because there's this big ass parking lot, because we're in a mall. So we're in a strip mall type of thing. So he's all the way at the far end. So I walk all the way over there. It's so fucking stupid. We have windows in the front of their store, so they obviously saw me walking there not smoking. And I get into this dude's passenger seat, and I'm talking to him. I dab him up. I'm like, what's good? I hand him the money, and he hands me this Ziploc bag, not that big. This Ziploc bag full of fucking, dude, it was mainly like 50% dirt, bro. Not 50%. It was 75% dirt, bro. I swear to God, the whole bottom was just dirt, and there was just like 3 or 4 caps in there, and just a few stems. And he was just like, "There you go, man." And I'm just like, "Oh shit, man." I thought this shit was good because I didn't really know about shrooms back then, so I was just like, "Oh shit, this shit got to be fire." So little did I know that shit was dirt. That shit was probably shit, but that shit was shit and dirt. But anyway, I got these shrooms. I leave the car and I start walking back. I pocket these sons of bitches. And but now that I think about it, that's not my only time buying shrooms at work. Bro, I just remembered a story that I bought a fucking ounce of shrooms behind the door. I gotta tell that story one day. But anyway, that's a different fucking story. I got on a tangent. But anyway, I took these shrooms I put them in my pocket. I walked back into to work, and the manager's obviously like, "What the fuck you were doing? I saw you." And I was just like, "Oh, I was just being up, I was buying something." And he's just like, "Cause I've bought shit in the store before. And my manager doesn't really care. He didn't really give a shit because he was also like smoking in the store, but." I like bought vapes and shit at the store. Like I'd have the plug come into the store and like pretend to order food, and I just like have the fucking vape and shit. But um, anyway, I tell him like, yeah, I just bought these shrooms, and he's just like, dude, shrooms? What the fuck are you doing? Because this was a different manager. This wasn't the like drug manager. He only smokes weed, and that's it. He only fucks with weed and just like sometimes alcohol. So he's just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm just like, "Bro, I'm just buying shrooms. I just wanted to get these shrooms." And he said the only possible time was to do it now. And he's just like, "You dumb fuck." And I was just like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry." I like have these shrooms in my back pocket. The manager leaves, and this was when I was like a mid shift person, so I was just like working 4 to 10 and shit like that. So the manager leaves, the opening manager, and that's when I was just like, all right, fuck it. And I swear to God, I still have this picture. I made this shroom pizza, and there was just like a bunch of shrooms on it, and I ate the whole fucking slice. It was just a shroom slice pizza. I ate the whole slice there, and I was just like, yes, sir. And then, bro, I'd always, because whenever I take shrooms, I'd forget like the mental and where I'd like really think hard about my life. I'd forget that that would happen. So I just like only think about the visual effects. So I was just like, all right, that this shit's gonna be fire. I'm gonna have a grand old time. I'm just gonna be tripping at work, so that shit's gonna be fun. Little did I fucking know I was freaking the fuck out. But anyway, like 30 minutes after I do this, I start to feel the come up feeling. I start to feel uneasy in my stomach, and I'm just like, oh shit, man, I'm gonna puke. And then I like go up to the closing manager, and I'm just like, hey, can I go home? Because I'm starting to feel like sick. I'm starting to think like, oh my god, the customers know right now. There's like customers walking in, and I think they're looking at me, and it's just, and it was just so weird. Because when you're tripping, you think this false reality, and the false reality that you think is actually happening. So like, if there's a person in the lobby, you think, oh, that person's in the lobby because they know you're tripping, and they're here to come and get you and like ruin your trip and shit like that. Like that shit would make sense in your brain. You know what I'm saying? But I was tripping. I go up to the closing manager. I'm just like, can I please leave? And she's just like, oh, fine. She's just like, whatever. And she's upset. So I like clock out, and I'm like, all right, I like text my dad. I'm like, please pick me up, please. And I'm just like tripping balls at work. And I remember I had to go sit in the office and just like sit and not look at any of the customers because I'd just be thinking, I'm just like, bro, they're after me, man. They know I'm tripping. And it was just so fucking wacky, bro. I don't know why I was always like that on shrooms. That's like part of the reason why I stopped doing shrooms because I was just like taking it too seriously. But anyway, I was just like tripping so hard, and my dad finally gets there, and I go in the car, and I'm just like, "Hey, dad," and he's just like, "How's work and everything?" I'm just like, it was all right," and I'm just like holding the urge to fucking vomit, bro, and I just fucking go back home, and I ride the rest of the trip out, like, and I just like text the closing manager. I'm like, sorry, all those shrooms made me feel so sick, and she was just like, bruh. She was literally just like, bruh, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, and I'm just like, after I got home, it was pretty much just a normal trip after that. I was just like thinking the whole time, just sitting in my room. Whenever I was tripping, I'd always like to fucking hit the fucking breeze and do a bunch of ghosts, and it was just weird. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed that video. That was me tripping at work slash me buying shrooms at work, and I did not forget about that story I have to tell. Buying an ounce of shrooms behind the dumpster. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed that one. This one was a pretty fun story to talk about. Thank you for watching. See y'all later.